Murkowski's going to win in Alaska, and I was just wondering what's your prediction as to what her role will be in the Senate or her leadership?
Well, will assume her old committees, I would assume, and she'd be active in energy. Lisa and I have never been seen eye to eye on cap and trade, global warming, and yet she's leaning our direction, but not as strong as I feel she should be. But she will be active in it, energy legislation, and I'm sure she has an agenda that she hasn't shared with me anyway.
In regards to earmarks, you're the only Republican to vote against reform. I'm just curious as to how the conservative media or conservatives in general has treated your position.
Oh, they've treated fine. I think most of them agree with me. I really believe most of them agree with me, but it's politically stupid to say it. Everybody knows that we can't defend America if we rely on Obama to fund military, and the only way we can do it is with earmarks. As his budget comes out, we have to change his budget. We wouldn't have all the systems I just mentioned downstairs. We wouldn't have this unmanned aerial capacity to run all these missions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We wouldn't have the IED technology in the transfers. I mean, all of these things we had, 6 new F-18s, we wouldn't have them. There's not a person, a conservative, who doesn't agree that we need to have all these things, and yet they were not in the Obama budget, and so they have to be put in. Doesn't cost a cent. We just take out something that Obama wants and put something in. And that's what clearly the Constitution says to do. And I can't tell you, almost all of them have come up to me and privately said, you know, you're right on this thing, but it's a killer politically. Now you're seeing some really good people like Rand Paul saying, no, we're going to have to be, you know, we'll figure out some way to take care of my state of Kentucky. We'll have to do it through some other means. We see Michelle Bachmann in a statement that I read downstairs that we should exempt transportation from earmarks. So I think that time is kind of my friend now, as people realize that I was right on the issue in terms of the Constitution. And this is coming from someone who has been ranked as the most conservative member, not from someone who's an appropriator or someone who's a liberal.
Well, how do you propose discriminating between beneficial earmarks and bad earmarks, if you will?
Well, right now with the ban, of course, that doesn't really change anything, because I think they're going to still try to do some things. The way you distinguish is to vote against the bad ones. You know, that's why James Madison said that we're supposed to be doing this, because we are closer to the people and we know what's good and what's bad, and we're supposed to. And the other thing we can do, and I've said this so many times, if you want to resolve the problem, redefine earmark as an appropriation that has not been authorized. If you do that, you solve the problem. But the problem is right now is that the practice on the floor with appropriators, Democrats and Republicans alike, working out deals at the very last minute. People haven't paid a lot of attention to it because it's just almost no money. And so, but now, since it's focused on that, it would be very easy to take care of that problem. That's where the problem is. The problem is not in it. And as I pointed out on the floor, as much as I love all these guys I serve with, the very individuals, even Jim DeMint, I spent 15 minutes talking about all of his earmarks. So he's doing it. And in the big spending on, you know, John McCain and Tom Coburn, great friends and all that. But they just on the 4 big bills that I talked about on the floor, they voted for them. I didn't. You know, so that's how you do it. It's time to have demagoguing stop and have people start being responsible.